Alright guys, so I must apologise for no video yesterday. I was going to do one and then I got sidetracked and I totally lost track of time. So I do have two stories to talk about today. Hopefully we'll be able to go through and to actually combine them because they both deal with law. One's about Roger Stone and the other's about justice for Jussie. I don't know, maybe two separate videos. Let's just see how we go. If we get around the 11 minutes on Roger Stone, we might talk about a second video. Or a video later, whatever it may be. I don't know. Let's just jump straight into it. So, as some of you may have heard, Barr has taken control of legal matters of interest to Trump, including Stone's sentencing. Now, obviously, the fallout from this is all four federal prosecutors quit Stone case after the DOJ overruns prosecutors on sentencing request. So, what has happened is the original prosecutors, the four of them, were actually after 7 to 9 years for Roger Stone for, quote, lying to the Supreme Court, the government, whatever it may be, the investigation. Now, at the end of the day, this whole lying thing, at the very worst, he lied. At the very best, they entrapped him. It's a lot of these times when it comes to these sort of things, they'll ask you the same question 50 different ways, and they'll wait for you to give a different response and then accuse you of lying. But anyway, as for Roger Stone, look, I don't know. I'd have to go through and find out what he said. There was something about him misleading about Russia investigation or something. To be honest, it seems pretty petty. And 7 to 9 years for him doing this? You know, hey, Bossy Ford could supposedly lie to, you know, Congress or whatever it was. You know, I don't know, I didn't come here because I was afraid of flying. Oh, really? Because you flew to, was it Bali or whatever it was? Oh, I didn't have a problem then. So, you know, there was a lot of things in her statement that could have actually made the same grade, but didn't care about that one, but they seem to care about Roger Stone. Now, at the end of the day, my views on this is I think they are going after Stone because he was one of the major forces that got Trump elected, right? They don't like Trump winning. They really don't like that. They're trying to find someone to blame besides themselves. So they're lashing out at everybody they can. So anybody that was involved in Trump winning is got to be taken down, right? They're bad guys, you know, that sort of stuff. But what happened is obviously they've gone through and they've taken into account his age. So it actually says here that it urges the judge in the case, Amy Benedict Judson, to consider Stone's advanced age, health, personal circumstances, and lack of criminal history. So at the end of the day, you know, obviously Trump has called it a miscarriage of justice, which I would actually agree with. He tweeted about it. And look, at the end of the day, obviously he wants to stick up for Stone because Stone was his guy. And at the end of the day, Stone has done nothing but stick by Trump, as far as I know. But hey, the question I wanted to know was, who are these prosecutors? Who are these four prosecutors that resigned? Why did they? And obviously, look, at the end of the day, I can see their point, right? They've made this recommendation to the court. Their bosses have come along and said, this is ridiculous. You've been a bit heavy-handed here. And they've downscaled them, right? And the bosses have overruled them. Welcome to business. Happens to me on a daily basis with my bosses, right? And get over it. But I wanted to know, who were these prosecutors that got upset over not being able to go through and to convict Stone for what I can see is a bit of a heavy team, right? Bit of a heavy hand. Well, one of them is literally an attorney from the East District of New York, where she served as a deputy of chief of national security, cybercrimes. Actually, no, hang on, sorry, not that one. Where is it? Where is he? Let me try and find. It's really hard to find their names. Funny enough is that mainstream media doesn't want to talk about it. But here's his name here, Aaron Zalitsky. This is one of them here. Right? So it's like, who is this Aaron Zalitsky? What does he do? And who are the Roger Stone prosecutors who quit? So Jonathan Kravis is the U.S. Attorney General. I don't know who he is at the moment. I'm still looking into him. But Aaron S.J. Zaleski, a special assistant for U.S. Attorney, was the fourth prosecutor to file a withdrawal notice of the federal court, which he had resigned effectively from his role as a special assistant in the U.S. District of Columbia. He will remain as assistant to the U.S. Attorney for District for Maryland, said in blah, blah, blah. Mr. Zelensky played a central role in the prosecution of George Papadopoulos, a former Trump campaign advisor who pled guilty to lying to the FBI about his contact with Russia. So nothing really stuck out there until you look into it this way. Can anyone investigate on Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team isn't hostile towards Trump? So, Aaron Zaleski, a self-described Democrat who wrote nearly 50 articles as a contributor for the liberal news outlet from 2009 to 2014, reviewed his articles, showed he support President Barack Obama's effort to close Guantanamo Bay, opposed George Bush's policy on torture, wrote in the defense of gun control, and argued for the government imposed limits on how much corporate execs can earn. But here he is here. This guy was one of the major players when it came to Robert Mueller. So let me get this straight. One of the major players who worked on Robert Mueller's case was also one of the guys that was going after Stone in what people are describing as a bit of a handy-handed, can anyone say, Trump derangement syndrome. Now, at the end of the day, we also have this Adam C. Jed. I don't know much about him. But here, Mr. is a part of the Clarence lawyers who work for Mr. Mueller. That's interesting. Michael J. Morato became the fourth and final member of the prosecution to the District of Columbia, where he is prosecuted laundering and sex offender charges. That's fine. Helped secure a 60th president for Virginia who pled guilty to stealing over 1.3 from Ukraine. That's fine. But I don't know where his ties are to Mueller or the Democrats or anything like that. But it seems like there's a lot of crossover here from Democratic holdovers, people that were, you know, searching or working with Mueller, to people who were going after Stone. And I do find it very interesting that the people who were going after Stone were the same ones going after Trump. I don't know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below regarding that. I do want to look into these other guys. I want to find out more about them. I just looked into this Aaron guy for the first 5 minutes, and that's what I found. But let me know. But yeah, he definitely has ties. He's diehard liberal and a Democratic donor. I forgot to mention that. He also supports the Democrats and actually supported money to some of the Democratic donors. This is the guy that's prosecuting Stone. Can anyone say conflict of interest? Well, we also got time. Jussie Smollett has been indicted on 6 counts for allegedly lying to police about attack claims. So, Jussie Smollett indicted by special prosecutor in Chicago. All of this does not look good for Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett indicted on 6 counts by special prosecutor. Jussie Smollett indicted in Chicago over alleged hate hoax crime. Oh boy, Jussie Smollett is in trouble. And obviously, Jussie Smollett is indicted by a special prosecutor on 6 counts for lying to police about the victim of a racist homophobic attack a year after similar charges were dropped. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, the reason those charges were dropped was because of the left-leaning person in charge. She literally went through and tried to find some justification for dropping those charges, reportedly. But yeah, now that we have someone else that's obviously looking into it, well, it's a little bit different. Like I say, yeah, this woman was very, very left-leaning, and yeah, I don't know. Take what you will from that. Look, at the end of the day, do I think Jussie Smollett should be charged? Sure. Take him to court. Let's hear the evidence. Let's see the evidence. Because at the moment, what we're hearing and what we're seeing, there's not a lot. There's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of speculation, but there's not a lot of evidence, right? He deserves his day in court, just like Roger Stone. But at the end of the day, I do find it very, very interesting that you have one case where they seem to be very heavy-handed, going after Roger Stone for supposedly 7 to 9 years. And then you had the other case where it was this Jussie Smollett situation where he was basically let off scot-free. They kept his $100,000 bond, I think it was, and stuff like that. But there was no real time served or anything like that. Both are lying. Both are accused of lying. And it just seems very, very interesting when you have one person who leans one way, another person who leans another way. And it's like, well, there seems to be a difference in the way these two cases were handled. Sure, one was lying to the Supreme Court, one was lying to the public. I don't really see a difference between the two. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you think Roger Stone was heavily handed? Do you think at the end of the day Jussie Smollett was let off lightly? I personally think Jussie Smollett should have shut his mouth. But, you know, he should have, gift horse mouth. Jussie, you should have shut up, man, when you had the chance. If you hadn't gone around going on about, about being accused of all these fake crimes and trying to make out that you were innocent in this whole situation, if you had just shut up, let him take the $100,000, chances are none of this would have come back at you. And you would have got off. But, no, you had to go and you had to blubber your mouth, didn't you? You had to poke the bee. We'll see what happens. But guys, apart from that, hope you enjoy the video. I'm sorry for no video yesterday. Like I said, yeah, distracted. Apart from that, I will be streaming on Twitch literally right after this video goes up. So please feel free to go and jump in and check us out. We'll be playing some more Imperium. Apart from that, guys, obviously I do have Friday off. So we're going to be doing a big stream on Friday and Thursday nights. So obviously check those out. But apart from that, guys, I will see you tomorrow in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy. By the way, smack that like button. It doesn't do much for me. I'm so buried by censorship right now. But if you really want to stick it to the censor, smack that like button. Apart from that, guys, have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. And I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night and enjoy.